The old pals act continues. We are about, I'm told, 3 minutes late for kick-off, but these can often take on a leisurely element. That's Lucas Moura, very talented young Brazilian who didn't make the last international squad, funnily enough, but was part of their Confederations Cup success and their Olympic disappointment. And they really did set their sights on winning that gold medal. The young Brazilian in Marquinhos, who did make his debut during... Well, they're all Brazilians. Maxwell, who's found it difficult to get a first-team place in the last few weeks, is going to come on here. And Jesus Fernandez completing the Real Madrid lineup, so it is a completely different 11 in the white that get this second period underway. We wonder whether Paris Saint-Germain's wastefulness will end up costing them. But they have stuck largely with the same team that produced such an excellent showing in that first half. Just the 3 changes. Ibrahimovic. Maxwell up against Carvajal there. This is Thiago Motta. Ibrahimovic! Well, he would certainly expect to do better. Not that it mattered.
It must have been a close call. And yes, again, it's another chance for Paris Saint-Germain. It's the right call as well. Zlatan Ibrahimovic goes shade too early. Maxwell did, it was the little clipping cross to the near post, definitely picks out Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I'd be relieved to see the assistant's flag go up, having missed the chance.
Not a bad first involvement for Maxwell either. He's mentioned in the touch-up stage by Lucas Dean lately. This is a man who may be determined to upstage a few, Diego Llorente. An opportunity for the heart of the back line there alongside Pepe. Now Maxwell. Ibrahimovic. Well, he was very, very quiet for the most part when those two came together in the World Cup playoff. Pepe had quite the trouble he might have expected over the 2 legs.
He did get a couple of goals, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but keep an eye on them for this half.
Yes.
Ex-Barcelona striker and 2 interesting characters, shall we say.
There will be a bit of previous, I think.
Even in a friendly, they'll be looking at being competitive and getting one over each other.
It's Jaime. Casemiro looking to spread it here for Benzema. French eyes on him. He'll be determined to make a point or 2, no doubt. Oh, and coming in on it was Marcelo.
We talked about attacking full-backs for PSG in the first half. Marcelo is going to carry on that vein for Real Madrid. Captain's armband.
So Isco do deliver. Straightforward for Sirigu. Pepe rising. Missed the game against Valencia just before Christmas for Real Madrid.
Suspended, as you probably guessed.
Yep.
Sergio Ramos was suspended but got a red card overturned. Nacho was the young player alongside Ramos, and it was a slight concern for them. The away game at Valencia was a difficult game. To be missing Ramos and Pepe would have been a problem. Varane, of course, the young Frenchman out injured, has been missing for most of the season.
Yeah, knee problem. Lucas Moura. Llorente doing well to find Jaime.
would have been the closest we could consider Real Madrid down to the bare bones. It's not often we can say that about a squad that's cost so much money, has such depth, but they had a problem or two in that centre-back position.
Well, what they would regard as bare bones would be regarded as a first team in most places, I would venture to suggest.
It was tongue-in-cheek, I promise you. Problem, I think after a week's trial it's swollen up and he wasn't in no position to continue. So for him to come back at the level he has, it's a remarkable achievement, one that should be overlooked actually. Although he still should have scored that header.
Yes, he's got the prospect of a World Cup in the country in which he was born, playing for somebody else in the summer, which is an interesting one. To get an official word from FIFA over quite how significant his appearances in the CONCACAF Gold Cup for Brazil were in 2003. And because Brazilian FA decreed it an Olympic team, he was then able to get a senior cap with Italy.
It's 18 caps now, wasn't it? It's up to them.
Maxwell. Giovanni up against Pepe.
He's only been on 15 minutes and I think he's clearly giving away the most fouls of any player on the pitch, and we're up to the hour mark.
Van der Wiel. Straight forward for Jesus Fernandez. Jaime chasing, and Thiago Silva across, and the almost inevitable free. There's maybe a player that needs to re-establish himself in that gentleman's side. He had a little bit of a tiff while he was warming up as a substitute during Champions League match against Benfica earlier in the season. His injury difficulties, started the season blighted because he needed a hernia operation. It certainly would have helped matters. There's Rabiot. Well, full of enthusiasm and no fear is about right. Lucas Moura in behind.
Couldn't be exactly right. We've seen that from the majority of the young players today, haven't we? A real feature of the game, the performances of the young players from Real Madrid and PSG. Lucas Moura out, unlucky, difficult ball to control.
Di Maria, Benzema. Run through to Maxwell. But, Benzema putting the squeeze on Rabiot. Made plenty of appearances off the bench and the odd start this season for Paris Saint-Germain. Isco. Now Di Maria. It's opened up for him here. Still the odd murmur about Menez. A bit of promise for Paris Saint-Germain as we head into the final quarter of the game. Isco. Benzema. It's maybe dipped from the frenetic barrage of chances in the first half, but that's more of a compliment to the first period than deriding the second.
Yep, and this looks like a nice 20 minutes or so. It's going to be end-to-end stuff, isn't it? Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Rabiot. Thiago Silva. Matuidi. Pastore. Van der Wiel. Menez. Here's Rabiot. Tweedy caught out. Di Maria buzzing around. Ibrahimovic showing for it. Pastore. Pepe shut the door. Modric. Oh, lovely play from Luka Modric, and here's Jaime. Champions League medal with Barcelona back in 2011. And they produced that simply stunning display at Wembley. Pepe having to deal with that.
Comes as part of the package with Zlatan as well, doesn't it? They tend to follow each other about. Ajax and Inter and Barcelona, PSG.
Well, as ever, you can watch Real Madrid every time they step out into action here on Sky Sports, and they're back in league action on Monday night against Celta Vigo at the Bernabeu. Join us from 5:55 on Sky Sports 1. They've got a battle on their hands, haven't they? There's quite a gap between themselves and Barca and Atletico at the moment. 5 points. And the form of Diego Costa this season has helped propel Atletico just that little bit further.
Yeah, it's certainly not beyond Ancelotti's side to get firmly back in the title race.
Much a certainty to be on the plane this time. Went to the Euros. Casemiro. Marcelo. Oh, bit of space for Isco.
Takes the attempt on from distance. Thiago Silva again does well, blocking crosses, blocking shots. Doing all good central defenders should do naturally. Maybe a chance or two for a pass from Isco there to Alex Benzema. Di Maria in support.
Marquinhos rising well in the middle there for Paris Saint-Germain. This is Modric. Pepe. Casemiro. Marcelo. Benzema. Back to Marcelo. Jaime. Able to deliver. Wholly convincingly cleared, but they got away with it. Pastore. Rabiot. Combative figure in there. He lost out that time. Casemiro for Real Madrid. Marcelo. Jaime. Not quite for Sirigu. Di Maria. Well, Isco. Pastore able to win that. In need of a route out of trouble. He's found one initially. Menez.
We're talking about really good skills. Been appreciated by Isco as it's a friendly.
Pastore wasn't the last Argentinian World Cup squad in South Africa. His star was really on the rise back then. Went actually was a record buy for Paris Saint-Germain, but things tend to change quickly in that respect. Club at the moment. Oh, it got away from Coman the first time. Able to try and retrieve it.
Something different from the PSG attack, isn't it? The player that wants to run in behind. Straightforward ball over the top. His first touch just about gets away from him, and Jesus Fernandez tries full length. Doesn't go down and commit himself too early. It's good goalkeeping.
Pastore looking for Lucas Moura. One last chance surely for Paris Saint-Germain. There's dazzling feet from Moura.
Again, he's right, dazzling feet from Moura. Doesn't really catch it as he would like with his left foot. Doesn't get a clean attempt on goal. Scuffs it into the ground, and again Jesus Fernandez watches it goes past the post. Another attempt off target. Shooting practice, I think, next couple of days for PSG players.
Well, a thoroughly enjoyable evening in Doha. Some great football on show. A little bit of frustration, no doubt, for Laurent Blanc, that they weren't able to grab a goal from a barrage of chances. But in the end, Terry, a great watch.
Yeah, no, it was a great watch. A good mid-season workout in this mini break. No injury concerns for either manager. And then we'll go on now to greater and much more important issues in the second half of the season. And both teams are in really good shape.
And it's Real who take the victory amidst all the stellar talent. It's one of their promising youngsters, Hesse, who got the only goal of the game. It finishes here. Paris Saint-Germain 0, Real Madrid 1.
And yes, of course, we would have liked to have seen more goals, and so I'm sure that the locals would have as well. The 50,000 to turn up the Khalifa Stadium to see their stars that they would only normally glimpse on their televisions from across the world.